Early April. The winter chill had faded, and warmth was finally settling in. I, Kirishima Kazuki, had used spring break to move from Niigata to Tokyo and start a new life, also I could attend a high school in the city. One day, exploring Tokyo on my own, I happened upon a small cafe and stepped inside. Welcome. How many in your party? Just one, I see. Please, take any seat you like. The waitress had light brown mid-length hair pulled into a ponytail, a refined, mature presence. Like a college student. Her cheerful energy lifted my spirits when I was feeling lost in an unfamiliar city. I settled into a table and decided to order something. Not knowing what to get, I asked, I'd like to try some coffee, do you have any recommendations? In that case, how about our house blend? We have two varieties, the Nanero blend and the Kilimanjaro blend. Which would you prefer? I'll go with whichever has a good balance of bitterness and acidity. Understood. Then I'll bring you the Nanero blend. After a short wait, she returned a white coffee cup on a saucer, dark liquid steaming gently. She placed it carefully on my table. For a kid who hadn't even started high school yet, the coffee was anything but cheap. I found it bitter and somehow managed to drink it all. Thank God there was a cookie on the saucer, I wouldn't have finished it otherwise. I couldn't really appreciate the coffee's flavor. But I wanted to see her again. So during the rest of spring break, whenever I found time, I'd visit that cafe. Its name was Cafe Nanero. Spring break ended, and I started high school. At the entrance ceremony, I listened to the principal's speech without finding it particularly inspiring. The student representative gave their greeting. Before I knew it, the ceremony was over. We filed into our new classrooms for the year, and homeroom began with self-introductions. Nice to meet you, everyone. I'm your homeroom teacher, Sakura Mayanuchi. In high school, I was in an idol group. So feel free to call me Sakura-chan. Her pale pink hair was pulled into a long ponytail. She'd look even cuter with it down. The students, mainly the boys, erupted with cheers of "Whoa! So cute and nice to meet you, Sakura-chan. Why is our homeroom teacher the most eccentric character here? Wait, is she the class idol? All right, everyone. Please introduce yourselves. Yes. We'll go in alphabetical order. She's not listening. The introductions proceeded from the front. I hadn't thought about what to say. Just giving my name and middle school, then I look forward to the year, that seemed sufficient. The guy at the very front of the list, was he trying to use high school to go from loner to popular kid? Some kind of high school debut? Killing your true self to put on a popular act? I question the sanity of that. It must be painful, living by stifling who you really are. I think loners can enjoy high school more by staying true to themselves. For a socially awkward introvert, that was the best self-introduction I could manage. Kirishima-kun, you're from Meishin Middle School. Nice to meet you. Any hobbies? Not really. If I had to say, I watch anime on weekdays and write a little fiction on weekends. You write? What kind of stories do you like? Yes. I like reading, but I also write myself. Whoa. You can write novels? That's amazing. No, it's nothing special. Also, when the mood strikes, I make simple sweets and things. Wow, nice hobbies. The sweets part, she murmured. I didn't notice at the time that most of the girls in class had reacted to that. Next up. Kosaki-san, please. Why yes. She stood up hastily, her chair rattling. I'm Kosaki Haruka, from Meishin Middle School. My name means small blooming spring fragrance. I'm not great at cooking, but I love eating. I'd like to become friends with everyone, if that's okay. Her eyes were fixed on Kirishima-kun in the front row. Ah, a little foodie. Isn't this the part where you're supposed to show off what you're good at? Kosaki-san, you're a natural airhead, aren't you? Sakura-sensei chuckled. That's hilarious. Nice one. The boys laughed warmly. The introductions continued. Next, Nanami-san, please. Yes. I'm Nanami Ruri. 7 C's and lapis lazuli, Nanami Ruri. I'm from Kaisei Middle School. I love watching idol videos and singing karaoke. Please be friends with me. Lapis lazuli-colored long hair, violet eyes, refined features, her face had what you'd call golden proportions. I can't actually calculate ratios. She was the kind of beautiful everyone recognized instantly. Whoa. Nanami-san is literally an idol. Come sing karaoke with me. She'd already established herself as the class idol. I watched these people as if observing residents of another world. They live in a different universe from me. Introductions pressed on. Next, Fujiwara-kun, please. Yes. He rose quietly, chair barely making a sound. I'm Fujiwara Yuma. A pause. Then he continued softly. Let's see. Basically, I can get along with anyone. But I don't want to get along with everyone. I'd like to find 2 or 3 people I truly click with and be close with them. Also, despite how I look, I have a sweet tooth. If you're okay with someone like me, I'd be happy to be friends. His gaze was fixed on Kirishima-kun, far in the front. Thank you for that unique introduction. You've got an edge to you. Any hobbies? If I had to say games and interesting things, I suppose. He probably doesn't game with anyone except truly close friends. There's no fun in gaming while reading the mood of shallow acquaintances. Fujiwara-kun, let's do something fun in my room. I appreciate the invitation, but if it's fun things in bed, I'll pass. He added with a laugh. Just kidding, purely platonic, of course. Well, if that's the case, I might consider it. Honestly, can you really trust the words of someone you've just met? I'm the type who doesn't let people in easily. I can make surface-level friends, but I've never managed to make someone I'd call a true friend. I hope I can find someone like that at this school. Self-introductions ended without incident. After homeroom, everyone clustered into groups. Immediately. As expected, I became the loner. I kept going back to the music room. Sara was always there, headphones on, fingers dancing above the keys. Sometimes he'd play a few notes. Sometimes he'd scribble on sheet music. Sometimes he'd just sit and listen to whatever was in his head. Don't you have friends? I asked one day. Don't you? But gradually, the room started filling up. First came Ren, a second-year violinist who'd heard Sara playing through the window. Tall, quiet, precise. His violin case was covered in stickers from orchestras he'd performed with. Then came Machi. Yes, that was actually his nickname. He was a first-year like me, a cellist who was always eating rice crackers and leaving crumbs everywhere. Mochizuki is too long, he explained. Just call me Machi. And me, Aoi. I didn't play anything. But Sara handed me a tambourine one day and said, "You're in." I can't play this. Nobody can play the tambourine wrong. That's the beauty of it. So now we were 4. A composer who heard music no one else could. A violinist with sticker covered Cases. A cellist who left crumbs on everything. And me, the tambourine player who couldn't play anything. We were terrible together. The sounds didn't match. Sora's composition kept changing. Ron would get frustrated and play the same phrase 40 times. Machi would eat crackers and offer unhelpful commentary. But somehow, it was the most fun I'd ever had. The school festival was 3 weeks away. We practiced every day after school. We're still terrible, Ren announced flatly, after our 6th run-through of Sora's piece. We're getting less terrible, Machi countered, through a mouthful of rice cracker. That's progress. We need a name, Sora said suddenly. For the quartet. How about 3 musicians in Aoi? Machi offered. I hate that. The Dust Bunnies? We're not naming ourselves after the state of this room. Sky Quartet? I suggested quietly. Everyone turned to look at me. Sora's eyes lingered the longest. Sky, he repeated. Because of me? Because we're all looking up. You know? Reaching for something. Ren nodded slowly. Machi grinned. And Sora gave me that small, secret smile that made my heart stutter. Sky Quartet it is. That night, walking home, Sora fell into step beside me. The others had already left. You're good at naming things, he said. It was just an idea. Most good things start as just an idea. We walked in silence for a while. The streetlights flickered on, one by one. Aoi. Why do you really come to the music room? I thought about it. The real answer was complicated. It had something to do with the way the light came through the dusty windows. The way the out-of-tune piano sounded like a memory. The way Sora's fingers hovered over the keys like they were afraid to land. I like watching you create something, I said finally. Something that wasn't there before. Sora stopped walking. He looked at me, really looked, for the first time. Then watch me, he said. As long as you want. My heart hammered. Okay. We walked the rest of the way without talking. But our hands, swinging at our sides, brushed together more than once. The day of the school festival was bright and clear. The music room windows were open, and a breeze kept making Sora's sheet music flutter. We're going to mess this up, Machi said cheerfully. We're going to be fine, Ren said, but his knuckles were white on his violin. Sora was silent. He'd been quiet all morning. Hey, I said, touching his arm. You okay? What if they can't hear it? The music. The way I hear it in my head? They will. And even if they don't, I do. We do. That's what matters. He looked at me. The small, secret smile returned. Tambourine ready? The auditorium was packed. I don't remember walking on stage. I don't remember the lights or the applause. I just remember the first note, Ren's violin, clear and pure, cutting through the silence. Then Machi's cello, warm and deep. Then Sora's piano, dancing through the melody he'd spent months perfecting. And me, my tambourine, tapping out the rhythm of my heart. The piece ended. Silence. Then, applause. Real applause. Backstage, Machi was crying and eating crackers at the same time. Ron was already analyzing what went wrong. Sora was leaning against the wall, eyes closed, headphones on, connected to nothing, as always. I sat down beside him. We did it, I said. Your music. They heard it. He opened his eyes. You heard it first. I wrote the last movement for you. The tambourine part. It's the heartbeat. My heartbeat. When I'm with you. I couldn't breathe. The dusty music room, the out-of-tune piano, the boy who heard music no one else could, it all came down to this moment. I love you, I whispered. I've loved you since the first day I walked into that room. He took off his headphones, placed them gently on my head. Then he leaned in and kissed me, soft, brief, like a grace note. I know, he murmured. I've been listening. In the background, Machi dropped his crackers. Run made a strangled noise. But I didn't care. The whole world was music. And we were finally in tune. The end?